Coming up next on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, it's the final weekend of the 2022 season and all of the Pro Class championships are still up for grabs. Can Elias Ischel win his 4th AMSOIL Pro Championship? Will rookie Jordan LaBelle continue his amazing run in Pro Light? And all eyes are on Malene Coutu as she defends her title in Pro Women. Get ready for a duel as pro snowbike leaders Cowboy Kirchmeier, Troy Horbati, and the Butcher Yannick Boucher are going bar to bar to determine overall supremacy. AMSOIL Championship Snocross and the Cannonsburg Snocross National from Grand Rapids, Michigan starts now. AMSOIL Championship Snocross is back in the state of Michigan. We're just outside Grand Rapids of the Cannonsburg ski area. Welcome to round 15. This is the Cannonsburg Snocross National here on CBS Sports Network. Hi everyone, Paul Small, Haley Shanley alongside. And Haley, we may crown some champions tonight, but there's some good point battles within the top 5, especially in the AMSOIL Pro Class.
Yeah, Paul, I'm really keeping my eye on the top 5 and really all of the pro classes. So may we crown some champions tonight, time will tell. But at any rate, it's so good to be back in the state of Michigan after a few seasons.
It certainly is. Let's get an update now from the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Josie Christian.
Here with the number 200, Elias Ischel. The 200 has those red number plates in the back of it. Going into this weekend, it is the season finale. We have 2 rounds left. You are 53 points in the lead, right above Emo. So talk about what that means as you look at those numbers going into this weekend and how important keeping up your consistency is.
No, I'm going to try to be smart and consistent and get the points. Of course, I have a good lead, but it's racing. Everything can happen, and I'm going to try to focus on being smooth and smart and fast and do my job out there as I have done the whole year and don't do too much difference and have fun and hope to be a good track and good racing out there.
AMSOIL Pro qualifier action about to hit the track with the rider who could clinch a championship tonight, Elias Ischel.
And a rider who has come on strong late in the season with his qualifying performances, especially in the last round in Lake Geneva. That is the 201 of Travis Kern.
As they launch off the line, Adam Peterson will have the lead all by himself, but he goes way wide, opens the door. There's a jam up there for a second, and Cam and Benham almost got hooked up. And here comes one of the Ditch Witch of Minnesota and Iowa sleds, Travis Kern was step for step there for a moment with Adam Peterson for the race lead.
The trajectory there, wasn't sure what was going to happen for the number 3, Adam Peterson on that hole shot, goes way wide. Thought he was going to throw it away, but nope, he lights it up with the race lead here ahead of Travis Kern.
Daniel Benham battling for the 3rd spot right now with the Viking Rocket. Elias Ischel is trying to get to the inside of him as they make the run down the hill, and Ischel making the pass in the air, looks over, and Benham's right alongside of him. It's going to be who can hold the line here in the corner, and Benham parks Ischel, and that is going to allow Cody Cam to get both of them.
Almost parked both of them. It's not over yet. Elias Ischel taking that outside line, wants to return the favor.
And Ischel will make the move here as they hit the Arctic Cat downhill, so he'll drop Benham back a position and go chasing after Cody Cam, who was in the right place at the right time and presented with a sweet opportunity.
Yeah, it really worked out well in his favor. You know he's going to be so quick to capitalize. Elias Ischel looks around to his buddy Dan Benham, who getting connected there in the corners here. But Elias Ischel able to get a little bit of ground, still aware of what's around him, and tagging the field. That's the 48, Philip Haar.
So Adam Peterson continues to hold the lead. Cody Cam right now is sniffing at the back end of Travis Kern in a fight for second and third. Wow, getting it twisted in the air is Cody. He tries to jump in here alongside Kern, and he'll put Kern up on top of the berm and take second.
How we have not seen a rider go off that berm, I don't know, because what the smart line's been doing, taking that inside line, really forcing the rider to your outside, almost off the track. So running on the razor's edge, that's what you got to do to make these passes, and Cody Cam making quick work of it.
It's almost like our AMSOIL pro riders are expecting when they go into that FXR turn, it's like being in a corner in a hockey game, playing it off the boards. You know the body is coming.
You expect it, and you can go into that corner maybe anticipating it and really try to accelerate through, because the slower you take that corner, the longer you linger there, the more you're just subjecting yourself to that contact. Now Travis Kern going to have to hold off Elias Ischel.
Yeah, Kern got off the edge of the racetrack there a little bit, and Elias makes a pay at the top of the skidoo hill as he grabs away the position, so Kern will fall back a spot here to fourth place. The Viking Rocket up to third. It's still Peterson and Cam running 1 and 2.
Elias Ischel rockets through. The double meets the apex of this uphill. Travis Kern finding a lot of success at certain points throughout the weekend in Lake Geneva. Put together some of his most impressive rides of this season. I'll for sure say that throughout the weekend. So I expect to see more of that in the 201 Travis Kern.
Elias Ischel with 2 to go, running in the third position, in the driver's seat in the AMSOIL Pro chase for the point championship, looking for his 4th title.
Beautiful new wrap we're seeing on the 200. Take a look at that, stepping away from their teal, blue, and yellow and black scheme. Now adding some red back into the mix for this weekend. Championship weekend, doing it big. Now Travis Kern holding off Dan Benham.
Oh, and Benham had a little bit of an unhappy landing off the big skidoo triple as he charges in behind Travis Kern. Kern will pull away from him now, but look at Benham getting the run up the Polaris uphill, closing in on Travis. Travis is going to shut that inside lane down for him, though, as they hit the Arctic Cat downhill now. Let's see what Benham can do on the downhill run. Here he comes.
Daniel Benham not giving up the fight. Sled getting squirrely and able to maintain his composure and keep it going.
And you notice he didn't do any violent moves with the sled. He just kind of went with the flow, and boy, did that pay dividends. He'll shut Kern down out of the U.S. Air Force corner, and that will put Daniel Benham up into the number 4 position here on the final lap.
Man, I love the hustle. I respect the moves here. 221, Dan Benham makes a good pass up into the 4th place position. Now your running order, Adam Peterson, Cody Cam, Ischel, your top 3.
And there is Adam Peterson, who has been uncontested since being able to wrestle the lead away on the opening lap. As he'll charge off the outside of the Polaris turn, you see Cody Cam keeping him honest there, only about a second and a half back, but Peterson putting in a perfect ride here in this AMSOIL Pro Qualifier, and Cam will try to make one last charge. It's not going to be enough. Peterson will get the qualifier win. Second spot will go to Cody Cam. The Viking Rocket, Elias Ischel, will come away with a 3rd, followed by Benham, Kern, and Philip Haar.
Adam, right off the start, the whole shot going up this hill, you kind of got taken to the outside a little bit, but were able to work your way in and then continue the lead throughout the race. So in that moment when you were getting pushed to the outside, what was your initial thought?
Yeah, I lined up on the outside, which isn't favorable tonight, but it worked out for that. I guess I went a little too deep on that first one, but it worked out.
Still ahead, it's 8 minutes plus 2 laps. The Pro Light Final is coming to the line. Can rookie Jordan LaBelle bring home a championship? As we head to break, a look at the Grand River as it flows through Grand Rapids, just downstream from the track in Cannonsburg, Michigan.
AMSOIL Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by PurTech, 24/7 hydraulic and industrial hose service. By Sunoco, fuel your best. By Polaris. And by AMSOIL, runs on freedom.
Welcome back to AMSOIL Championship Snocross, the Makita Power Tower. It's the place where the best snowmobile mechanics on the planet hang out.
Here's the lineup for tonight's Pro Light Final. Nicholas Lorenz, the #1 qualifier, but all eyes will be on Jordan LaBelle to see if he can clinch the championship.
And your second and third qualifiers are two that I expect to make some magic happen. That is Marcus Ogomar and Teo Poirier, and that's based off of their recent performances.
And you've got Riley Bester coming from the back row, along with Anson Shield. Here's Josie with the pre-race update.
Thanks, Paul. Going up this hill into that first corner is the section that we've been watching all night. Obviously, a rider who wants to get that whole shot is Marcus Ogomar, who's really impressed me with this season. His consistency has improved immensely, and I was talking to him about it, and he said, yeah, just been working harder, gaining that confidence that he needs.
Pro Light ripping off the starting line. Good start for Marcus Ogomar with the number 58, and Evan Christian coming around the outside. Ogomar will lead coming out of the corner. Nick Lorenz in a battle with LaBelle for the number 3 spot as they bound their way down through the Arctic Cat rhythm section. And look at this, top two nose to tail. Ogomar being chased by Evan Christian as they cross the AMSOIL finish line.
And that looks like Riley Bester just behind Jordan LaBelle up there in the top 5 position. Now side by side with Jordan LaBelle, that's Nick Lorenz for 4th.
Lorenz trying to come up the outside of LaBelle, gets a good run coming up the skidoo uphill to the top of the turn. Ogomar carves off the berm, holds Evan Christian at bay, down under the Red Bull track truss, over the big skidoo triple. Ogomar holding on to about a 2 sled length advantage, and Lorenz gets LaBelle for the number 3 spot.
Great move by Lorenz. Jordan LaBelle not checking up all too much. He's trying to carry every bit of momentum that he can and salvage it to that corner, but Jordan LaBelle going to take the outside line out of Nick Lorenz.
And that outside line, it's a longer distance, but a smoother run. Keep the power down. LaBelle retakes 3rd from Lorenz, sets his sights now on Evan Christian. Evan gets off rhythm. LaBelle shoots to the outside as they hit the AMSOIL finish line, bar to bar. LaBelle trying to move his way into the number 2 spot, and he'll have it off the Air Force corner.
Jordan LaBelle, Chicoutimi's man on the move, and High Point man making passes with dominance. Here he is going to have to hold off Evan Christian, who's going to try something in this corner.
Evan looking maybe to set up an inside move. Watch Lorenz trying to come off the outside. He's going to try to get the run down the hill here to maybe move past Evan Christian into the 3rd position, and he'll have it as they come to the bottom of the hill. Christian doesn't have a comeback move. Lorenz accelerates away. He's up into the final podium spot here early on in this Pro Light Final.
Yeah, we had seen Nick Lorenz make his 2nd pass of this race where he makes it at the very foot of the downhill section, makes it happen in the corner. So great move by the 572 Hammer Motorsports ride. Jordan LaBelle!
LaBelle down while running in 2nd, right in the middle of the Arctic Cat rhythm section here on the downhill. And he is looking and waiting for traffic to clear before he can right that sled. He is going to fall all the way to the back and out of contention for the win, most likely. Even though there's still 5.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go, he is going to have a long way to go. And he hits the 2nd jump here, and that's where things start to go crazy for him.
Heartbreaking. The way that sled lands, too, he's going to need some assistance getting that back up, just the way the angle is through those rhythms. So, heartbreaking for Jordan LaBelle. There he is. He's finally up and moving again. We'll see if he's able to continue this race, and it would appear that he is out front with a 3.3-second lead. That is Marcus Ogomar.
Ogomar looking for his 2nd Pro Light win of the 2022 season through this treacherous Arctic Cat downhill section. Oh, gets a little off the rhythm there. But Marcus using that upper body strength to keep that sled pointed in the right direction. No, one of the things that is going to come into play at this track is conditioning, because you are just getting beaten and battered through these tough rhythm sections. This track being so technical, that physical and cardiovascular fitness is going to be really important.
And on one hand, Marcus Ogomar has been a model of consistency. Nick Lorenz almost able to really close in there, just knock it on the door. Not going to be good enough, and this one's just heating up, under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, we are going to have a battle, and just in the bottom of the screen, you can see the helmet bobbing. Jordan LaBelle on the tail end of the lead lap, back in 14th position. But still hanging on, trying to get as many points as he can out of this one. He was hoping to clinch the championship. It looks like he will have to wait until round number 16, the final round, to be able to call himself the Pro Light champ. But hey, we got a race to settle here, and it's still on, baby. 2 or 3 sled lengths is all there is now between Ogumar and Lorenz as they head up to the Polaris turn.
Nick Lorenz taking the outside smooth line, going to set him up much more prime for this downhill section.
And he's trying to get up alongside Ogumar. He's almost there through the Arctic Cat downhill. You see the fans and crew cheering him on from alongside the track. Ogumar by only 2 sled lengths with 1 minute plus 2 laps left to go.
Ogumar both turns there, rips the inside line, takes a look around. He knows that he has company by the name of the 572. Nick Lorenz, here we go, almost side by side uphill.
And Lorenz again using that rather unorthodox line on the outside. He'll tuck back in behind Ogumar. No real opportunity to run the outside out of that skidoo corner. Now they'll blast their way down the hill. Lorenz might look for a block pass down here at the bottom if he can get close, but he's not close enough yet to Ogumar. He will follow him now. This is his best section of the track coming up. He gets up the Polaris uphill, through the Arctic Cat downhill, better than Ogumar's doing right now.
And I've been keeping my eye on the lap times these last few laps. Nick Lorenz has continuously been the faster of the 2 sleds, so I am anxiously waiting something to happen.
And there they are, bar to bar for the race lead. Into the outside of the Polaris corner. Lorenz will have the advantage as they come over the AMSOIL finish line. Ogumar short jumps and trying to get back down to the snow sooner on the inside, and he will roar back into the lead as Lorenz charges up the extreme outside of the skidoo uphill.
Great comeback, way to retaliate. The number 58, Marcus Ogumar, taking command in these corners where, again, these corners so tough to pass. 572, just taking so much roost off the back of the Theme Motorsports skidoo.
And the clock has expired. It'll be 2 to go when they come to the AMSOIL finish line. It could be the longest 2 laps Marcus Ogumar has ever had to ride because he knows that Lorenz is back there. Lorenz had the opportunity, had the lead for a moment. Ogumar did not press the panic button. He was able to work his way back into the lead, but Lorenz, he's got a wired. He knows he can get by Ogumar if he can catch him.
He just needs to keep it together because Nick Lorenz only 2.2 seconds behind. Anything can happen in this race, so just trying to keep it all together in what he hopes is his 2nd win of the season.
Win number 1 was great for Marcus Ogumar. Win number 2, it's twice as nice. Ogumar wins Pro Light at Cannonsburg. Nick Lorenz comes away with a runner-up spot, and it looks like as they make their way around, Evan Christian will have the final spot on the podium as he moves up to 3rd. Anson Shield from the back row to 4th.
When AMSOIL Championship Snocross roars back, we'll hear from our winner, Marcus Ogumar, who's also the PerTech fastest lap winner.
Pro Light ripping off the starting line. Good start for Marcus Ogumar with the number 58, and Evan Christian coming around the outside. Ogumar will lead coming out of the corner. Nick Lorenz in a battle with LaBelle for the number 3 spot as they bound their way down through the Arctic Cat rhythm section. And look at this, top 2 nose to tail. Ogumar being chased by Evan Christian as they cross the AMSOIL finish line. Ogumar holding on to about a 2 sled length advantage, and Lorenz gets LaBelle for the number 3 spot. From Lorenz sets his sights now on Evan Christian. Evan gets off rhythm. LaBelle shoots to the outside as they hit the AMSOIL finish line bar to bar. LaBelle trying to move his way into the number 2 spot, and he'll have it off the Air Force corner.
72, Hammer Motorsports, right, Jordan LaBelle.
LaBelle down while running in 2nd, right in the middle of the Arctic Cat rhythm section here on the downhill. So that means that Lorenz is gaining on Ogumar. Catching him is one thing, passing him, that's going to be a different story. We are going to have a battle, and just on the bottom of the screen, you can see the helmet bobbing. Jordan LaBelle on the tail end of the lead lap, back in 14th position. Hey, we got a race to settle here, and it's still on, baby. And he's trying to get up alongside Ogumar. He's almost there through the Arctic Cat downhill. You see the fans and crew cheering him on from alongside the track. Ogumar by only 2 sled lengths with 1 minute plus 2 laps left to go. Lorenz might look for a block pass down here at the bottom if he can get close, but he's not close enough yet to Ogumar. There they are, bar to bar for the race lead. into the outside of the Polaris corner. Lorenz will have the advantage as they come over the AMSOIL finish line. Ogumar short jumps and trying to get back down to the snow center on the inside, and he will roar back into the lead as Lorenz charges up the extreme outside of the Skidoo uphill. It could be the longest 2 laps Marcus Ogumar has ever had to ride, because he knows that Lorenz is back there. Lorenz had the opportunity, had the lead for a moment. Win number 1 was great for Marcus Ogumar. Win number 2, it's twice as nice. Ogumar wins Pro Light.
Yeah, you can see the whole shot. It's really important. Stay out of the roost, and especially tonight when it's so wet. I was able to find some good lines in the end, and yeah, it feels really good.
Our Pro Women final is up next. Malin Coutu in the driver's seat to potentially be a back-to-back Pro Women's champion.
And while she may have come on late in the season, you see she's back there in points. Your number 2 qualifier, Tasha Lang, has only been back for a few rounds, but she's gaining speed each time out.
Now let's go to Josie Christian and get this pre-race update.
Thanks, Paul. They're lining up right behind me, and this is one of the most important parts of this track, is getting that hole shot. We see Malin Coutu lining up on the inside, so she's going to get that inner corner, but she is so excited for all of the fans watching her. She said this weekend is going to be one for them because of all of the motivation that they're giving her, so let's see if she can clinch another championship this year.
And there's the launch for the Pro Women final. Taven Woody coming out alongside Malin Coutu, and they will ramp it through. And look at Taven trying to undercut on the inside and take the lead. She'll lead going into the Arnicat downhill, but Malin's right up alongside, looking to make the move here early on as they go bar to bar.
A great exit of that first corner from Malin Coutu. That was what she needed to do. Now she's going to need to hang on to it, but that was a great start for Taven Woody as well, who we believe is going to be credited with the stud boy hole shot. We will check back on that.
So Taven chasing after Malin as Malin heads up the Skidoo Hill. And Anna Hauger, Ava McCurdy, Tasha Lang, your top 5 here as we work this opening lap of the Pro Women final. And now they'll get ready for the big flyaway downhill here.
Malin Coutu sight set on locking up that championship for her. Battle shaping up. That was between Ava McCurdy, and that looks like, is that the 214 Tasha Lang?
Yeah, Tasha Lang back in the number 5 spot, just got by Ava a couple of corners ago, so that'll move Tasha up into the 4th position, and ahead of her is hole shot and Anna Hauger, who did not get the hole shot on this round, but is riding solidly here in the 3rd position. She came in 2nd in the points coming into this round 15. Malin Coutu has about 3.5 on Taven Woody, and Taven has about 3.5 on an Anna Hauger. The 3 main protagonists throughout this Pro Women's season riding in the top 3 here in the last round of the year.
Yeah, and last time by the stripe. Now we have Malin Coutu is approaching lap traffic as she makes her way up the hill, but a good comfortable cushion, 3.5 seconds. And Taven Woody again with another 3.2 second lead over Anna Hauger in that 2nd place position.
So Malin able to clear the traffic coming out of the Polaris corner back into the Arctic Cat downhill. More traffic ahead. She's going to have to try to thread the needle here, and look at this. No hesitation whatsoever.
Yeah, both riders adhering to the lap traffic flags being flown by the officials here. So both riders keeping it clean, getting out of the way. Unfortunately, both sides of the track, but no harm, no foul. Malin Coutu is able to negotiate the lap traffic with ease.
Yeah, what they did is they left her an opening. One stayed inside, one stayed outside, so there was a lane open for the leaders to come through. Malin executing to perfection, and she's working the final lap here, working off the top of the Skidoo Hill, getting ready to make the run down, and going to pass the 737, 737 of Nicole Borden on the way through.
And she's so excited she can find success here. She'd be doing so in front of her family. Her family has come back over from Norway to celebrate and end cap a phenomenal season for the Bel Air Racing Skidoo rider, who closes in on that 2nd consecutive championship.
Yeah, championships are not easy to win. Defending championships, some would argue, is harder than actually winning them. Malin Coutu, well, she can attest to that, because not only did she win last year, But with this finish here and the win in the Pro Women Final, she may very well have wrapped up back-to-back Pro Women Championships. Taven Woody finishing in second, and Nana Hauger will cross to complete the podium in third.
The snow bikes are ready to duel. Get ready for another bar-to-bar battle with the Cowboy, the Butcher, and the Manitoba Missile.
And there's the launch for the Pro Women Final. Taven Woody coming out alongside Malinka too, and they will ramp it through. And look at Taven trying to undercut on the inside and take the lead. She'll lead going into the Arctic Cat downhill, but Maline's right up alongside, looking to make the move here early on as they go bar to bar. More traffic ahead. She's going to have to try to thread the needle here, and look at this. No hesitation whatsoever. Maline executing to perfection, and she's working the final lap here. Yeah, championships are not easy to win. Defending championships, some would argue, is harder than actually winning them.
Focus on staying on, just and have fun. Enjoy the last couple days we got of riding, and yeah, just basically just enjoy being out there.
It's our second moto for Snowbike. Yannick Boucher was the #1 qualifier earlier today. Kudos to him, but the battle for the championship, that's between Jesse and Troy.
Yeah, and I really like how consistent the number 53 Yannick Boucher has been. We'll see if he can do it again here in Moto 2.
Let's go down trackside to Josie.
Here with Jesse Kirchmeier, the Snowbike Dominator, holding those red #1 plates. You've had the championship before, so you're used to it, but we're going into the last 2 rounds, and you're sitting pretty comfortable with the points like we were just talking about. You're saying going into this weekend, you just have to basically get thirds, basically stay on your snow bike.
It's nice. Last year we had a lot bigger points lead, so that was a lot more pleasant for sure. There's still a little bit of stress there, because if I go down and finish last, or knock on wood, we can not have any mechanical failures, but if that happens, then they're right there again. So kind of this weekend, our mentality going into it is not really take any big chances. Don't do anything stupid. I can, like I was just saying, I can take thirds all weekend. We'll still have the championship in the bag. That's what we fight for all season.
Pro Snowbike Moto 2 is on. Horbati grabs the whole shot alongside Canyon Ashley, and look, trying to cut up there on the outside. Jackie Reese got a great start. Horbati getting by Canyon Ashley. Kirchmeier in the middle of the pack fighting with Yannick Boucher, and now he jumps down to the inside, and Kirchmeier threading the needle through the traffic jam, comes away second behind Horbati as they come to the AMSOIL finish line jump.
Yeah, better position coming out of that corner for Canyon Ashley, but ultimately it was the Butcher, Yannick Boucher, with better rhythm down the hill, and I really love seeing that start from the number 27, Jackie Reese. She's a little bit buried in the pack right now beyond the top of your screen, but a great start for her. Now out front, all about Troy Horbati and Jesse Kirchmeier.
We watched this battle rage all season long. This is just another chapter in this long, epic journey. And Kirchmeier, the Moto 1 winner, Horbati second in Moto #1. So not only are they fighting for the race lead, they're fighting for the overall win here too.
And a big jump he is gaining. That's the number 1, Jesse Kirchmeier, all over Troy Horbati.
They won't hit the big braking bumps on the inside. They prefer to rail the outside of that Polaris turn and then work their way down this Arctic Cat downhill, trying to double all the way down to the bottom. Horbati hanging on to the top spot here for the moment. Kirchmeier only about 1.5 seconds back. Kind of carved his own line there on the inside that nobody else has been taking. So Horbati putting in pretty much a picture-perfect ride here in the second moto. So he's going to wind up with 3 points. Kirchmeier is going to wind up with 3 points with the first and the second if they cross the finish line in this order. The tiebreaker, the order of finish in this moto. So that's why it's a port for Horbati. Oh no, Kirchmeier has an issue on the downhill run. Does Yannick Boucher get by him for the number 2 spot? Horbati has crossed the line, so he will grab the overall win by virtue of a second and a first. Here comes Kirchmeier. He will finish third. Boucher got him for the number 2 position. Wow, this really is going to go down to the final round of competition. Pro Snowbike Moto 2 is on. Horbati grabs the whole shot. alongside Canyon Ashley, and look, trying to cut up there on the outside. Jackie Reese got a great start. Horbani getting by Canyon Ashley. Kirchmeier in the middle of the pack fighting with Yannick Boucher, and now he jumps down to the inside, and Kirchmeier threading the needle through the traffic jam, comes away second behind Horbani as they come to the AMSOIL finish line jump. We've watched this battle rage all season long. This is just another chapter in this long, epic journey. And Kirchmeier, the Moto 1 winner, Horbani second in Moto number 1. So not only are they fighting for the race lead, they're fighting for the overall win here too. But Horbani's got a decent lead built up. We'll see if Kirchmeier can draw a little bit closer on this run down through this section. Horbani putting in pretty much a picture-perfect ride here in the second moto. The tiebreaker, the order of finish in this moto. So that's why it's a port for Horbani. Oh no, Kirchmeier has an issue on the downhill run. Does Yannick Boucher get by him for the number 2 spot? Horbani has crossed the line, so he will grab the overall win by virtue of a second and a first. Here comes Kirchmeier. He will finish third. Boucher got him for the number 2 position. Wow, this really is going to go down to the final round of competition.
Yeah, right off the bat, I got the whole shot, and I knew I had to just run away with it. I had clean track out in front of me. I just had to pick smart lines, and then halfway through the race, I realized my bike started falling apart, and I had no seat behind me. I was kind of worried, like I was going to lose half of it out there, but we were able to hold on to it and get first overall tonight, so that feels really good.
Get ready for the big show on the snow. The world's greatest snowcross racers are on the line in the AMSOIL Pro Class for an epic battle of 10 minutes plus 2 laps.
AMSOIL Championship Snowcross on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by PurTech, 24/7 hydraulic and industrial hose service. By Sunoco, fuel your best. By Polaris, think outside. And by AMSOIL, runs on freedom.
Here's the rundown for the AMSOIL Pro Final. A solid effort from Adam Peterson tonight as the number 1 qualifier.
And you know who else I expect to be a threat? That is Oscar Norum, your second qualifier.
And then look at who's on the back row here. Emil Haar, who's second in points, and Hunter Patnode. They've got a long way to go. Let's get a pre-race update now before we go green from Josie Christian.
Thanks, Paul. We just saw Marcus Ogumar take a huge win in the Pro Light class, and now his teammate, Elias Ischel, is going out there. He needs this win tonight in order to clinch the point championship, and he's ready to do so. Talking to him earlier today, he said he was so excited to get out on a gnarly track like this, but one thing that he said that really stood out to me is that he's ready to take it smooth and not take any risks, which is not normally something we hear from Elias.
Watch for the AMSOIL Pro riders as they charge up the hill towards this right-hander. Adam Peterson grabbing that stud boy hole shot, but he's got company to his outside. Logan Christian, who gets run off the track. He'll have to rejoin. Meanwhile, it looks like as they charge down the hill, we've got a brand new leader. That is Oscar Norm, who is taking over the top spot as Francis Pelletier comes smoking from the back of the field up to the number 5 spot here in just a quarter of a lap.
Yes, your top 5, Norm, Ischel, Peterson, Pelletier, and Christian. Christian with a really great start. Sled got a little bit squirrely. We're still bunched up. We have almost 4 wide for the 3rd place position.
And look who is snuck up into second and about to take the lead from Oscar Norm, Elias Ischel. Meanwhile, Daniel Benham clipping the Coroplast sign on the inside of the skidoo turn. We've got a side-by-side battle for the lead and a side-by-side battle for 3rd. Ischel can't shake Oscar Norm, who goes back up front.
Almost booted him off the track. Oscar Norm almost got punted. Didn't happen. Elias Ischel going to keep her going, take that inside line.
Meanwhile, Oscar going for the outside line. Downhill drag race now here early on in this AMSOIL Pro Final. Norm gets just a little bit of breathing space, but the Viking Rocket winding up here as they get ready to hit the AMSOIL finish line. He's going to switch up lanes and go for the outside here in the Air Force corner.
Hunter Patnode right there, just behind them, side by side with Adam Peterson for, again, that third place position. Right now, we see Elias Ischel taking the opposite side of the track on the outside line.
And it didn't quite work for the Viking Rocket as Patnode starts to draw in on him along with Peterson and Logan Christian. So a good battle here throughout the top 5 positions. Ischel trying to drop down low here. Is he going to go for the, wow, he went for the stuff pass and he had to check up as Oscar Norm came across the bow, so to speak.
Beautiful jump towards the inside by Elias Ischel right off of your screen.
And Ischel still pouring the coals on, but Norm up to the task. As you can watch, Ischel bound his way down here through that Arctic Cat rhythm section. Couple of sled lengths back behind Oscar Norm as they come back over the AMSOIL finish line. It's
Norm versus Ischel, and why do I like this one so much? Elias Ischel keeps it going. Got all squirreled up in that corner, but powers through it. No, we had seen great runs, of course, 2 wins on the weekend for Elias Ischel coming out of another ski hill track, Lake Geneva. It's been a minute since we've seen Oscar Norm on the podium. That came in the closing rounds of 2021, but take nothing away from his runs last weekend at the ski hill of Grand Geneva. So there we have your third place rider, Hunter Patnode, still right there.
And Ischel again going for that knife move there on the inside of the FXR turn. He's not close enough to execute it yet. He'll try carving back to the inside of the Polaris turn. Oscar Norm staying with that outside lane. Right now that outside lane looks to be the preferred lane coming in, plus this right-hand side, or excuse me, left-hand side as you're watching on screen, seems to be the smoother run down, but Ischel making that right side work as he comes back at him again. Oh, let's see what line he takes. He's going to go to the outside, Norm to the inside. Norm gets the run off, but here comes Ischel, bounding on the edge of the track. Can he take the lead here?
Both riders on the very edges of the course. Elias Ischel has closed in this lap.
Oh, and Oscar kind of pushes out there just enough to put Elias Ischel offline as this great battle for the race lead continues here in the AMSOIL Pro Final. Ischel goes for the block pass and can't get it from Norm.
Checks up just as much as he needed to. Oscar Norm keeps it going. That speed allowed him to stay contact-free inside line. Is it going to be advantageous for Ischel? It would appear so.
And Ischel finally able to wrestle the lead away from Oscar Norm, but Norm roars right back as they come back down through the Arctic Cat section. Ischel finally gets a couple of sled lengths gap as they come over the AMSOIL finish line. And we still have 5.5 minutes plus 2 laps left to go in this one.
Yeah, this one's just getting started, and we had seen lap traffic there. That was Emil Haar there at the top left-hand corner of your screen. That is Hunter Patnode being chased down by, I believe, Adam Peterson.
Yeah, this is the fight for 3rd and 4th right now. So it's a fight for the podium, and for Hunter Patnode, it's a fight to possibly leapfrog a couple of positions in the point standings going into the 16th and final round of the season. But Peterson has something he wants to say about it. He's trying to creep up on the inside of Hunter as they come to the top of the hill in the skidoo corner. He's right in the sled tracks of the number 8 sled.
Not going to give up. Hunter Patnode with his first career win earlier this season. Adam Peterson says he feels like there's a few races that he felt like could have been his, but it just hasn't been enough. But he said he's learned so much, and he knows he has more left in the tank for these final 2 rounds. We'll see if he's able to gain a position on Hunter Patnode.
He tries to crank the inside, but again, that outside lane off that Polaris turn right now is the preferred line. But look at Peterson almost land on the back end of Patnode. Almost like he's getting a piggyback ride through the Arctic Cat section. Down the hill they will come and back to the AMSOIL finish line. And there is your race leader, Elias Ischel, as he makes his way back down here through some of the tough rhythms. Keeping it nice and straight as he works his way up the skidoo hill. He'll crank around here at the top, get ready to pass under that Red Bull track truss that leads into this flyaway downhill section. Still catching the big triple here. Closing in again on Patnode. They're going to come around. There is the 2 to go signal at the AMSOIL finish line jump. These guys are going to be plumb wore out when they make it to the podium. If they make it there, it's still up in the air. Literally, Patnode on the edge of the track. Here comes Peterson charging up. Norm looks over his shoulder, and all of a sudden, there's Patnode right there.
And how do you do that? How do you do that on this kind of track when it is just so chewed up and eaten up this course to run it on the ragged edge that far inside and even the outside line too to try to make a run for a pass? So a gutsy move, but that's what you got to do. You got to go where they ain't, and these riders mixing up their lines really because they have to. Just look at how messy this course has gotten, so it's really about reading the lines and adapting with ease.
Your point leader, Elias Ischel, up in front, will get the white flag when it comes to the AMSOIL finish line jump. So working his final tour around, looking to pick up another win and possibly ice a fourth AMSOIL Pro Championship. His final lap is underway as he heads through the Skidoo uphill, and about 4 seconds behind him is that battle that's been raging for most of the race for second, third, and fourth between Norm, Patnode, and Peterson.
A beautiful run, and more on Thien Skidoo, Thien Motorsports, a team who really, the expectations were high this year, and they delivered, not just with Elias Ischel, but as well with Marcus Ogamar and Andy Peck and the entire operation. They've really stepped up to the plate, and to come away with what has been 3 weekend sweeps so far this year, just for Elias Ischel, that says something right there.
And Ischel getting ready to power it down through the Skidoo rhythm section, the Arctic Cat section for the final time. Norm has gotten a little bit of breathing room on Patnode. We're coming down to the checkers, coming off the final corner. There they are, the double checkers for Elias Ischel. The Viking Rocket wins in Cannonsburg, Michigan over Oscar Norm and Hunter Patnode. Adam Peterson will have to settle for a fourth place finish after a tough battle with Patnode all race long, and he actually is dropping down the order after having an incident there on the final lap. He'll lose a spot to Logan Christian, who will come away with fourth.
From a straight pennant to win champion to a strategic pro, still capable of top-end speed, Ischel is all of those things as the Norwegian runner brought home win number 9 and title number 4.
Watch for the AMSOIL Pro riders as they charge up the hill towards this right-hander. Adam Peterson grabbing that stud boy hole shot, but he's got company to his outside. Logan Christian, who gets run off the track, he'll have to rejoin. Meanwhile, it looks like as they charge down the hill, we've got a brand new leader. That is Oscar Norm, who has taken over the top spot as Francis Peltier comes smoking from the back of the field up to the number 5 spot here in just a quarter of a lap. Look who is snuck up into second and about to take the lead from Oscar Norm, Elias Ischel. Meanwhile, Daniel Benham clipping the Coroplast line on the inside of the Skidoo turn. We've got a side-by-side battle for the lead and a side-by-side battle for third. Ischel can't shake Oscar Norm, who goes back up front. Oh, and Oscar kind of pushes out there just enough to put Elias Ischel offline as this great battle for the race lead continues here in the AMSOIL Pro Final. Ischel goes for the block pass and can't get it from Norm. And Ischel finally able to wrestle the lead away from Oscar Norm, but Norm roars right back as they come back down through the Arctic Cat section. Ischel finally gets a couple of sled lengths gap. We're coming down to the checkers, coming off the final corner. There they are, the double checkers for Elias Ischel. The Viking Rocket wins in Cannonsburg, Michigan.
Every championship I won, I have clinched it with a win that day. So it would still be awesome to do it today. And when I was behind Oscar there, I was just going for it, and I was charging hard, and we made it. And I'm so happy. I can't thank my whole team enough for first year together with them and get the championship and 4 in a row. It's so many people behind me that support me throughout my years and to where I'm at right now, and I can't thank my family, my friends, and all the fans enough to everyone back home.
Looking at the AMSOIL Pro point standings with 1 round to go, Elias Ischel has locked up the championship, but the battle between Har and Patnode is still a tight one.
And this is why the qualifiers are so critical. Even though Emil Har finished towards the back of the pack, he is able to still maintain that second place position in the point standings.
Going to make for an amazing 16th and final round of the season. Follow along with us on social media on all of our great outlets. Don't forget to check out our official website at snocross.com. For Josie Christian and Haley Shanley, I'm Paul Small. Thanks for watching AMSOIL Championship Snowcross on the CBS Sports Network.